there's a small shell. Commanding officer or supervisor is there standing with a stick. Statues look like how it functioned during the Second World War. The yellow zone is life of a soldier and what are they are.
The Japanese have landed.
3.5 years of Japanese brutal torture and executions were coming to an end. As his officers sat in silence, General Itagaki signed the instrument of surrender on behalf of the Japanese expeditionary forces in Southeast Asia.
The new craft is now disembarked and is ready for duty.
Say the island of Flau, Blakang Mati, the former name of Sentosa. I have come to the entrance to the Fort Siloso. Anyone know the history of the Singapore may have known about Fort Siloso. For other countries, Britain didn't capture Singapore or Malaysia and colonize. They made an agreement with the sultans of then Malaya and asked them they will protect from the invasions from what to call Siam, that means present day Thailand and Burma. In return, they must give the Penang and Singapore for them. So it was under the full control of the British. During the Second World War, Japan fought against Britain and allies. So they thought Japan will come and occupy from through the sea. That's why they were prepared and fortified the sea defenses. But Japan was conquering from the Malaysia and southward. So they lose the battle to Japan. It means they surrendered to Japan. So in order to protect Singapore from Japanese invasion, they fortified the Fort Siloso with their ammunition and everything. Then that's why it was famous for. come to this upper deck using the lifts. And if you see in front of me, say Fort Siloso, we are walk 5 minutes. From here, the views are stunning, and you can see so many things around here. If you see here, yacht is going, like ferry is going on, and the other one is, I don't know whether it's a naval ship or what to call yacht of a rich person, and there is a what to call cruise ship here, and the what to call the cable cars are there. The one set is from like that, another one is here. If I zoom and show you, see, you can see the cable cars. And if you go from here there to here, you can see the ships very close by. I'm going to walk and show. I was late because it meant to be 10 and 6 p.m. but I was late, so I will come another day and continue this video and attach with this video. But before that, I am going to show some canals around this place. If you see here, one like this, and another one here like that. So I will complete this video and attach the video which I will take another day, and you will see as a continuation of this video. Hi, I have come back to Sentosa Island to show the Fort Siloso, because yesterday I couldn't show you the Fort Siloso and other guns areas. I have finally reached the Fort Siloso. It is where I finished my video yesterday. I am going to walk through the tunnel, what called arsenals, and other places in the Fort Siloso. picture look like the mechanism to lift the arsenals from the storage facility to the guns or cannons. And if I think if you rotate it will work, but it's not working at the moment. There's a gun barrel here. This other part of that to lift it, and this other part here. There's a small vertical shell, or most probably dummy, but it's to show how it looked like it's there. They have made a what you call replica of the scene which may have happened during the Second World War. See, commanding officer or supervisor is there standing with a stick. It is not to beat the soldiers. It is to show the maps where they are and how to attack like that. And another soldier is going to what you call place the bombs or what shells into the lifting mechanism. Another guy is lifting. And this is another way of lifting. For example, that one is for to hoist like this. This is for to load like from this mechanism. Command force, they have made the statues look like how it functioned during the Second World War. One guy over here is using the binocular, another guy is using the measurements tool. I think it is to say in which direction or in which angle the Japanese ships are there, and that guy is transmitting that details to the command. That's what. Let's move and see. down the stairs, there was a signboard saying Fort Siloso Square. Even here there is another signboard, Fort Siloso Square. I will go down there in a minute. Before that, I am going to show some places around. And here they have put the room saying World War II experience, relive Singapore's World War history. They have made the replica of the Fort Siloso, and they have categorized into different zones. The yellow zone is life of a soldier and what are they are, and red zone is another red zone, and blue zone. Earlier I noticed when you press this button, it will light it. See, you can see the lights. This is where the yellow zone is. And let me switch red zone. And the blue zone. And some stories about how Singapore got the Fort Siloso got the name is displayed here.
Determined that Singapore would always have commercial and strategic importance as the gateway to the Orient.
You've come to Fort Siloso on the island of Sentosa, Black and Marty as it used to be called. This view, overlooking the entrance to Keppel Harbour, explains why this fort played such an important role in the effort to keep Singapore strong.
In the 14th and 15th centuries, this narrow passage was called the Dragon's Teeth Strait. Traders braved these pirate-infested waters on their...
I have been standing in this room, the history of Singapore and during the Second World War, how Britain tried to protect the Singapore is displayed in the screen. And here in the room they have put some information about the Singapore and the Singapore history. Screen, you can understand how they are talking about it.
So, we must be ever committed to keeping Singapore strong.
To keep America out of Japan's Southeast Asia campaign. At the same time, Japanese troops were landing in southern Thailand and northern Malaya. The British had wrongly assumed that 200 miles of Malayan jungle would deter an attack. As a result, they oriented their defenses toward the sea. Using a highly disciplined battle plan, the Japanese moved swiftly through Malaya, taking...
I was coming through these steps, and on the entrance there was a signboard saying Fall of Singapore. In this room they are talking about how Japan captured Singapore and how like that, and the stories have been put it in the walls here. I think the place in front of is called the what to call Siloso Square. Tunnel B, when I was entering the tunnel B, there was a signboard saying what you call prisoner of war experience. This room has information about how the surrendered British soldiers were treated, how did they live, what are the pressures they had to undergo, and how they were what you call evacuated after the fall of Japan. And like that, so you can visit and enjoy this place, like see the store history. Here this says what to call number 1 ammunition hoist. Earlier I was showing some structures and say this is that's where the what to call ammunition were kept, and hoisted to for the artilleries. And this is here, it says gun battery. It is they have made a replica of how soldiers worked during the war. I'm going to walk and show the other places. Here there are some cannons. The middle one is called 8 inches BL gun, and the ones in the left and right are the 9.2 inches BL gun. The inches are the I think the radius of the ammunitions, I think. And that's why the guns got their names. In front of me is a part of the Japanese Air Force's warplanes engine, and they have put it here too for display.
sir. The 12-pounder crew has gone, sir, to support the 6-inch crew. Yes, sir. Yes, we're packing up now. I realised that, sir, but there was no ammo, so we shut up shop. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And good luck to you too, sir.
Any tickets to the chamber?
No, but you have to.
I'm standing in a place called Charanta Chambers. It is where they are going to show about what happened after Japanese surrender to British and what happens into the room. Walk into the area and see the surrender chamber show.
Alright, so welcome to the surrender chambers. All you have to do is just follow the lights and narration. It will guide you zone by zone, lights and narration.
Okay, so what do you have to do?
Okay, just follow this. Just follow the lights and the narration because it will guide you zone by zone.
Okay.
The Japanese have landed.
Singapore has already felt the brunt of Japanese bombs, but their land troops have now breached defenses and are on the island. British forces are now taking countermeasures to prevent the invaders from taking over Singapore town. Residents are advised to be vigilant and stay indoors unless absolutely necessary.
The British didn't even realize that the bombing of Singapore's northwestern coastline on the night of 8th February was the start of the assault on their impregnable fortress. It read, owing to losses from enemy action, water, petrol, food, and ammunition practically finished. As the steely-eyed Japanese general sat at the table, he made his intention clear. He demanded an immediate, unconditional surrender. Percival asked to delay a decision till the following morning, but the request was met by unflinching eyes. Yamashita flatly refused. Yes or no were only words he wanted to hear. With a meek yes, the Gibraltar of the East was now in Japanese hands.
On August the 6th, 1945, the United States unleashed the atomic bomb. It was the first ever nuclear attack on any country. The B-29 Super Fortress Enola Gay flew over Hiroshima and released the bomb, dubbed Little Bomb. The city was destroyed. An estimated 80,000 killed instantly.
When Japan still refused to bow, the Americans unleashed a second atomic bomb, named Fat Man, on Nagasaki on August 9th. In a flash, another 70,000 perished. This time, Japan's Emperor Hirohito ordered his government to end the war. In a radio broadcast on August 15th, the Emperor announced Japan's surrender to the Allies. 3 days later in Singapore, 300 Japanese officers and a platoon of soldiers committed harakiri. They could not accept defeat, but most of the Japanese occupying force resigned to their fate. The war in the Asia-Pacific had come to a close. On only surrender to the Supreme Commander for the Allied Powers, General Douglas MacArthur, on board the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay. Vietnam. 3.5 years of Japanese brutal torture and executions were coming to an end. After taking their seats, Lord Louis Mountbatten, Supreme Allied Commander of Southeast Asia, sternly said that this was a non-negotiated surrender. It will be unconditional. The Japanese will submit to the superior force that is now massed here in Singapore. As his officers sat in silence, General Itagaki signed the instrument of surrender on behalf of the Japanese expeditionary forces in Southeast Asia. He penned 11 copies of the document, one for each of the Allied countries that participated in the war. After dismissing them, Lord Mountbatten walked to the steps of the municipal building and spoke to the crowd at the club. I accepted this surrender on behalf of all of you.
Thank you so much. We have been standing in front of the Charanda chambers. I am going to walk further and show you some surrounding scenes. I have come to the end, near the exit point because it says exit, but before that there are something to be shown on the top, so I am going to keep walking. They have made a structure to show how the cannons were lifted from ground to top of the place using the woods, rolling woods and like that.
This is our laundry, and our laundryman, or Devi-Wa, as you will call him. He cares for the cleanliness of our uniform.
Walking through these stairs showing the laundry room, kitchen and the tailoring. That area is called the guard's bungalow. I am going to switch you. If you see, this is the steps I was coming, and this is guard's bungalow, and this is the what to call walk I was walking through earlier. I think this is the end of it. I am going to keep walking. Went into the structure to show something, but later on in a minute realized that's a structure of how troop ship from Britain look like, and how soldiers who travel from England to other parts of the world traveled. So that's what I came out to share about that. Before continuing this video, I'm going to show the outside and keep walking and showing to you.
Mr. Rice, that the new draft has now disembarked and is ready for duty.
And very welcome they are too, Mr. Cooper. What do you propose to set them to?
I respectfully suggest, Mr. Rice, that I should throw a shell in the fort and its geography.
That is very well, Son Major. Now, how do we progress with the first replacement? I am anxious to raise the...
end of this Fort Siloso tour. If you see here, it says Fortification of Pulau Belakang Mati, because it was a former name of this place. For example, if you see here, it is here say the island of Pulau Belakang Mati, the former name of Sentosa. I have reached the point say thank you for visiting Fort Siloso. Next to sea is next to that one is a sea. Earlier I saw a yellow what called ferry was going through the sea. I don't know whether it travels between the islands in Singapore or to the nearby neighboring countries. If you see here, you can see the cable cars. Unlike the monorail, you must have buy the ticket for that one, for the cable car. I think it is 60 or 65 what to call Singapore dollar. But for the monorail, if you have a e-settling card or tourist pass, you can just tap it and travel in the what to call monorail. For the what to call this cable car, you must get the ticket. It cost 60 or 65 what to call Singapore dollar. You can see a monorail traveling there. I'm going to zoom and show you. And next nearby is the harbour, Singapore harbour. Have just reached the entrance to the Fort Siloso. If you see behind me, this is where I was going earlier through the skywalk, the escalator which takes us to the skywalk, and went all the way and came through this route. This is the exit point, and I am finally in the front of that entrance. I hope you have enjoyed my video. Please comment about me, and if you are like my video, share with your friends. First of all, I like to thank every single one who have already subscribed my channel. Those who haven't already subscribed, kindly support me by subscribing my channel. I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching my video. Bye bye.